round you gather! Gather round! Ladies and gentlemen!
Ladies and gentlemen!
Boys and girls!
Boys and girls!
And all the diversity of our distinguished guests that have followed us down through the centuries!
Through the centuries!
We are
Phantasmagoria!
That's what you applaud! Oh, and we welcome you here, dear hearts, to MEGACON Orlando 2024, and what we call our Taste and Teaser show. Yes, Phantasmagoria is a Victorian horror troupe that tours throughout the year. We do full 2-hour, 90-minute, etc. main stage shows through a variety of counties. And here at MEGACON, we give you a little taste and tease of what we do in those shows. A little bit of dancing, a little bit of song, and a little bit of horror storytelling. But always at MEGACON, there's a twist. And at this particular performance, there's a double twist, which we will explain shortly. First, let me introduce our players for this evening. The Lady Simmerina! Ainsley! And our special guest artist, Sadira! Now, let me explain what we're going to attempt to do for you here tonight. Now, when we come to MEGACON, we like to have fun for ourselves. So, the first year we did it, we had a big wheel. And we spun the wheel, and the wheel picked the performer, and that's the order we performed it. It was good, except when the wheel broke oftentimes. But it was fun. Then the next year we did the old, pick a name out of the hat, you know. They took the name out of the hat, and that's how we did that. The following year, we did playing cards, where you picked a card, any card, and that was the performer who went up. We decided that that was too easy. This is a joke, nothing can happen. This is part of the joke I was about to tell you about. All right, so you can relax, darling. This was part of the joke I was going to tell you about. Did everybody see the magician who just ran in the door over there? Yes, yes. That's our technician.
Woo!
No, wait. You might not know this, but there's something going on called MEGACON. And I would never know this in a million years. There's a problem parking? Is that the case?
Yeah.
So right now we are improvising the tech as we do this show with you right now. There's an amazing thing called a cellular phone. Now I was playing the music for you earlier, as you came in, because right now he's running around trying to set up the tech as we go.
Yes, and thank you for saying that, darling. There's a magical device. It's kind of like a book that you can go on adventures of, only it's in the digital world. It's a lap, and it's on top of something, but it's also in the magic truck.
Do you understand that what's happening right now is we're fucked? Okay. Sitting right here, darling.
Marvelous.
Thank you, darling. There is the magical tablet for our magical technicians. Oh, yeah, everybody. Ooh.
You are truly getting the most unique Phantasmagoria show in the history of Phantasmagoria, my darling.
Yeah, but it's not going to stop us, because until he's ready, we have that cellular device that will play all of our music. So nothing's going to stop us, darling. Right? All right. So, the way we're going to do this is unique also, so the twist without the twist is this. Yes, Sadira, if you can come here, darling, and pull up that truck for me. So, normally in past years, you picked, thank you so much, we picked the performers, but they had like a poem memorized, or something to perform for you. In this box are 5 stories that they have not rehearsed. In fact, they don't even know who's going to be in them. We're going to randomly choose them. So you, the audience, will choose the story, and then we will randomly choose the performers. And they will discover, it's a different word for improv, they will discover a horror story right in front of you for the first time. And with that we have 2 dances. We also have songs. So what will happen is I will walk up to you and I'll say, do you choose a dance, a song, a story, or a wild card? Now the wild card is where I get to choose. That's boring. Don't do that, darling. I want you to choose. So, without further ado, now that we have that very entertaining beginning, that was wonderful. Oh, remember that word that I told you about what's going to happen? That's what's going to happen. Yes. All right. So we're going to start by thinking the first act, and I'm coming to the Ghostbuster. Act. Do you want a dance? Do you want a song? Would you like a story or a wild card? Don't choose that one. Yes. A dance. Oh. So the dancers, raise their hands, please. These are the two dancers. You get to pick the dancer. This one. Very good. So we have picked our first dance. It's going to be the Lady Cymmarine. Lady Cymmarine is going to do double duty by going to get her implements and also playing the music at the same time. Yes. So let's find out what's going to happen. I'm learning all this as you are, so it's fun. Cymmarine, are we ready, darling? Yes, she is. All right. So just play a song. Now, if you're trying to play through the magic device thingy, it won't work because the speakers aren't hooked up. So play it through her cell phone. There we go. Florida, and they're one of our artistic partners. Now we get to choose again. I'm coming over here to Morticia, who's having something nice. Come over here. Yes. So, dance, song, or story? Story! And you get to pick which story, though. That one? Take that one out. No, take the whole like pack out. There we go. The whole pack. And let's take a look and see what you chose. If it's a hard one, I will kill you. After all that, there's just. Oh, and they're out of order, but I know which one this is. So I will put them in order for you. So hold on. This is. Yes, the Telltale Heart. That's the easy one to do, I will say. All right, so we're going to put all these in order for everybody here. And I would like Aisling and Elizabeth to do this. Script? Script? Elizabeth, tell me what role you want to do.
I'll take voice 2.
Voice 2. Aisling?
Voice 3.
Oh, damn you all to hell. You know how they did that? They're like, pick the hardest one, they screwed it. Yes, that's what they did. All right, here we go. True! Nervous. Very, very dreadfully nervous. I had been and am. But why will you say that I am mad? The disease had sharpened my senses, not dulled them. Above all else was the sense of hearing, acute.
He heard all things in the heaven and in the earth.
He heard many things in hell.
How then am I mad? It is impossible to say how first the idea entered my brain. But once conceived, it haunted me day and night.
He loved the old man who had never wronged him. He had never given him insult. For his gold he had no desire.
Oh, I think it was his eye. Yes, it was this.
One of his eyes resembled that of a vulture, a pale blue eye with a film over it. He made up his mind to take the life of the old man, and thus rid himself of the eye.
Forever. Oh no, this is the point. You fat mad. But you should have seen me. You should have seen how wisely I proceeded. With what caution? With what foresight? With what dissimulation? Every night, about midnight, I turned the latch of the door and I opened it.
When he had made an opening sufficient for his head, he put in a dark lantern all closed, and then thrust in his head.
Do not walk.
He moved it slowly, very, very slowly, so that he might not disturb the old man's sleep.
Ah! Would a madman have been as wise as this?
And then, when his head was well in the room, he undid the lantern cautiously.
For the hinges creaked.
He undid it just so much that a single thin ray fell upon the area of the vulture eye.
Good. And this I did for 7 long nights. Every night, just at midnight, when I found his eye always closed. And so it was impossible to do the work.
For it was not the old man which vexed him, but his evil eye.
Upon the 8th night, he was more than unusually cautious in opening the door.
To think that there he was, opening the door little by little, and the old man had not even to dream of his secret deeds or thoughts. He fairly chuckled at the idea.
And perhaps the old man heard him, for he moved on the bed suddenly as if startled.
You may think that I drew back, but no. I had my haste. I was about to open the lantern when my thumb slipped on the tin fastening, and the old man sprang up in bed, crying out, "Who's there?" For a whole hour, I did not move a muscle, and I did not hear him lie down.
He was still sitting up in the bed,
Listening.
He knew that the old man had been lying awake ever since the first slight noise when he turned in the bed. His fears had been ever since growing upon him.
He had been trying to fancy them cause this, but could not. He had been saying to himself,
It is nothing but the wind in the chimney.
yes, he has been trying to comfort himself with these suppositions, but he had found all in vain.
All in vain. When I had waited a long time, very patient, without hearing him lie down, I resolved to open a little, very little crevice in the lantern, until at length, like the thread of a spider, the light shot out from the corners and fell upon the vulture eye. It was open! And now, have I not told you that what you mistake for madness is but an over-acuteness of the senses that came to my ears? A low, dull, quick sound, such as a watch makes when enveloped in cotton. It was the beating of the old man's heart. Oh, the hellish tattoo of the heart increased. It grew quicker, and quicker and louder and louder. Every instant, louder, louder. I thought the heart must burst. The old man's out. With a loud yell, I leapt into the room and he shrieked once. Once only. In an instant, I dragged him to the floor and I pulled the heavy bed down over him. I smiled gaily to find the deed so far done.
But for many minutes the heart beat on with a muffled sound, until at length it
Ceased. The old man was dead. There was no pulsation. His eye would trouble me no more.
Then he took up 3 planks from the flooring of the chamber and deposited all between the scantlings.
When he had made an end of these labors, it was 4 o'clock, still dark as midnight. As the bell sounded the hour, there came a knocking at the street door.
I went down to open it with a light heart, for what had I to fear?
They introduced themselves with perfect suavity as officers of the police.
A shriek had been heard in the night by a neighbor. Suspicion of foul play had been aroused. They had been sent to search the premises.
The shriek was my own. In a dream. The old man was absent. In the country.
He took the visitors all over the house and made them search.
Search well.
He led them at length to the old man's chamber.
The officers were satisfied. My manner had convinced them.
But ere long, he felt himself getting pale and wished them gone.
His head ached and he fancied a ringing in his ears. The ringing became more distinct.
It was a low, dull, quick sound, much a sound as a watch makes when enveloped in cotton.
Yet the officers heard it not. Why would they not be gone? It grew louder, louder, louder!
And still the men chatted pleasantly and soft. Was it possible they heard not?
Louder! Louder! Village! Dissemble no more! I admit the deed. Tear up the planks. Here! Here!
It is the beating of his hideous heart. The end.
Okay. A dance, a song, a story, a song. I didn't even have to get to wild card. Did you see that? Someone knows how to play this game. A song. Let us welcome to the stage, the midnight madam herself, Linda.
What children will be giving us today?
I would like to go to the Devil's Bowl. The shame is not very much, yes? Will you come with me?
Yes.
a second. It's her birthday, and she wants us to sing happy birthday to her. Ella, will you lead us with that?
Oh, yes.
What is your name, darling? Ella.
Ella.
There we go.
Everybody find your note. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ella. Happy birthday to you.
Bravo! This obviously is going to be the most unique show we've ever done. Okay, so you picked that song, so I'm going to come over here to you, darling. A dance or a story? A dance. We have one dancer left. This lovely one here. This is our guest artist for the evening, Sajira. Sajira, if you can let Draco know which song you want to do as well. Which song?
Plague's Tale, please.
Plague's Tale. What a pleasant song for a belly dancer. Plague's Tale. Yes. Anytime you're ready, music, please. So, darling, you get to choose which story. How do you know I wasn't calling you darling? Yes, yes, yes.
I know.
Oh, he's instructing her. He just mansplained to her. Yes. Okay, let's see which one this is going to be. Please, God, let it be one less sweaty than the first one. Yes. And you choose... Of course it's not. Of course it's just as bad. Yes, the cast of Amontillado. So, since everything is being, flying by the seat of our pants, you're going to watch me do something very different right now. Because I don't want to sweat anymore. Yes. Aisling? Elizabeth? Watch this surprise. Dahlia?
Wow, I wonder what role I'll be playing.
Fortunato?
I'll take Montresor, please.
Oh, just saw? There we go. All right. And Joy. Oh, Fortunato is also voice 3, I believe.
I can read, thank you.
The 1,000 injuries of Fortunato I had borne as best I could. But when he ventured upon insult, I vowed revenge.
He must not only punish, but punish with impunity. He continued, as was his wont, to smile in Fortunato's face.
Yet he did not perceive that my smile now was at the thought of his immolation.
He had one weak point, this Fortunato.
He prided himself on his connoisseurship of wine.
And in this matter was truly sincere.
It was about dusk one evening, during the supreme madness of the carnival season, that Montresor encountered Fortunato.
Fortunato accosted him with excessive warmth.
For he had been drinking much.
My dear Fortunato, you are luckily met. I received what passes for Amontillado, and yet I have my doubts.
How? Amontillado? Oh, impossible! In the middle of carnival.
I was silly enough to pay the full Amontillado price. As I said, I have my doubts. As you are engaged, I am on my way to Lucchesi. If anyone has a critical turn in his heat, he will tell me.
Ah, Lucchesi cannot get Amontillado flamshell. Come! Let us go.
Whither?
To your vaults.
There is a severe cold with which I perceive you are afflicted. The vaults are insufferably damp.
Ah, the cold is merely nothing. Amontillado!
When they arrived at the palazzo, there were no attendants at home. He took from their sconces 2 candles, and giving one to Fortunato, led him through several suites of rooms to the archway that opened into the vaults.
The catacombs of the Montresors. The Amontillado.
It is further on, but observe the white webwork which gleams from these cavern walls.
It's Nitra.
Nitra. We will go back. Your health is precious. You are rich, respected, admired, beloved. You are happy, as once I was. How long have you had that cough?
Oh, enough! The cold is merely nothing. It will not kill me. Ha! I shall not die of the cold.
True, true. A draught of this Medoc will defend us from the dance.
Here he knocked off the neck of the ball, which was strung from a long row of his feathers upon the bones.
Drink.
He raised it to his lips with a leer.
I drink to the berry that revolves around us.
And I to your long life.
Long life.
He again took his arms, and they proceeded.
These vaults are extensive.
The Montresors were a great and numerous family.
Oh, I forgot your family motto.
No one provokes me with impunity.
They passed through the walls of piled bones into the innermost recesses of the catacombs.
The nitra hung like moss upon the vaults. They were now below the river's bed.
The drops of moisture trickled among the bones. And these vaults are extensive. Come,
We will go back ere it is too late. Your call.
Oh, it is nothing. Let us proceed to the Amontillado.
Be it so.
They passed through a range of low arches, descended, and arrived at a deep crypt. They perceived a still interior recess, in depth about 4 feet, in width 3, in height 6 or 7, backed by a wall of solid granite.
Proceed. Herein is the Amontillado.
In same instant.
Montresor had fettered him to the ground with a short chain and a padlock.
Once more, let me implore you to return. Know that I must positively leave you, but I must first render you all the little attentions in my power.
The Amontillado!
Oh, the Amontillado!
Montresor busied himself among the pile of bones. Throwing them aside, he uncovered a quantity of building stone and mortar, and with these he began vigorously to wall up the entrance to the niche.
He had scarcely laid the first tier of the masonry when there was a low moaning cry from the depths of the recess.
Then there was a long and abstinent silence.
He laid the second tier,
And the third, and the fourth. And then he heard the furious vibrations of the chains lasting for several minutes.
When at last the clanking subsided, he resumed the trowel and finished without interruption the fifth, the sixth,
And the seventh tier. The wall was now nearly upon level with Montresor's breast.
He again paused, holding the candle over the masonwork, threw a few feeble rays upon the figure within.
Reply to the yells of him who clamored! I surpassed them in volume and strength! I did this! And the clamorer grew still.
It was now midnight,
Midnight.
and the task was drawing to a close. He completed the 8th, the 9th, and the 10th tier. There remained but a single stone to be fitted and plastered in.
But now came from out the niche a low laugh.
Oh, a very good joke indeed. Oh, an excellent jest. We'll have many a rich laugh about it over our wine.
Oh, the Amontillado!
Yes, the Amontillado. But it is not getting late. Let us be gone.
Yes, let us be gone.
For the love of God, Montresor!
Yes, for the love of God!
He forced the last stone into its position.
For the half of a century, no mortal has disturbed them. In pace, requiescat. The end.
Thank you, dear. Well, this was an adventure, wasn't it? We started with no tent, we ended with lots of tent, we had a guest artist, and we wished somebody a happy birthday. What more can you ask for at MEGACON? Right here, our time with you now has come to an end. The stories, they call to us. The stories, they
Need us.
Till we meet again, dear hearts. For us,
Time is always.